Everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Where today, it's not going to be in the video game world. Wow, this update is going very quickly. Holy mackerel! Shoot, I should have connected the internet to it. I'll get to that in a moment. But this computer here, I actually made a video about it. Didn't really talk about it. I wish I could have checked that update, but this computer right here is the computer that I constructed myself. I chose the parts for it. I figured out what I'd need and chose the CPU, figured out what parts would work good together, and would be a solid actually gaming PC for only about $300. And with Windows now, 2 years later, it's been a little bit more. But yeah, so this is my gaming setup. I actually do most of my homework here as well. Most of the stuff here I've had for a while, except for this headphone stand, the actual headphones on it, and that microphone over there for recording. Everything else, I've actually had this for 3 years, and the mouse for 3 years. TV, same amount of time. The computer, just about 2 years now, and it seems every time I make an update on it, it's in January. So I'll give you the life of this PC. Probably almost 4 years ago, I started planning to build this machine, and I was looking on YouTube, looking at videos how to build a computer, and I was looking up the best CPUs for the best prices. And a lot of you guys are going to hate me, especially with AMD, how AMD was almost 4 years ago. But I did go with an AMD chip. I believe it's the AMD 860K. It's a quad-core processor. You can see it over there spinning. I think it not overclocks, but its max clock without overclocking is 3.8 gigahertz standard. So that's pretty speedy little chip in there. And I believe I only got it for about 120, which, yeah, that's not bad. And then if you look there, that right there is the graphics card plugged into the side. That is the NVIDIA GTX 750 Ti. It is quite a few generations old now, but I picked it up for about it was really cheap, and it wasn't used, it was new. It was like 45 bucks. Let me focus this again. There we go, I'm sorry. So yeah, that was really good. The power supply, I think the power supply, it's 500 watts, silver certified, and it was only about 40 bucks, $45, which is, and it's EVGA, so it's not any rip-off stuff. 8 gigs of, what is that again? Ballistics RAM, so it's a legitimate company again. And then, anything else? Oh, in this case, the case itself was, I believe, $32. $32 for this case. Fans still work, LEDs still work, fingers crossed, don't mess anything up. So it's a good little PC, it's held together. If I want to say the life about it, when I first built it, it was running on an SSD, an ADATA SSD, but I didn't want to drop 140 bucks for Windows. So, and I know you can get it cheap for like $20, but I wanted a legitimate key that could last me for years, so that's what I did. And I put Linux on it, and at first I didn't like Linux. I used Ubuntu. Didn't really like Linux and Ubuntu. Switched to Linux Mint as it was more of a Windows experience. Really enjoyed that. And for video editing, I just couldn't use Linux. So that's why my videos kind of dried up for a while. And if you want a backside peek, there you go. And this loose cable here, that's for this headphone stand. That headphone stand. I need to focus on the camera. But that loose cable down there is for this headphone stand. I just didn't want to plug it in to mess with drivers and stuff. This is why Windows is installing. Put Linux on the computer, loved it, but needed Windows. So I used my old HP laptop. Took the old hard drive out of it, this hard drive was extremely slow. Put it into this machine. Used that for almost a year and a half now. Used it to do videos, but the videos were slow and choppy just because of that bad hard drive. And finally, I left the SSD in the laptop because I actually liked Linux being on that old laptop. So what I did is I bought, or I got for Christmas a 500 gigabyte SSD, and then bought Windows with some money that I had made over the summer for 140, which is expensive, but I decided to do that just so that I could have this machine fully up and running. So, yes, so I'd like to say with the new Windows 10, with the SSD, everything's snappy and quick with the games. I can promise you there'll be a lot more content in the upcoming months.
You want a sandwich?